Well, I was talking to a person just before I came to Cincinnati about Jesus Christ. We met on the plane. He told me that he'd been converted a few months earlier. And I said, how were you converted? Well, he said, we had a child, our only child. She was killed in an automobile wreck. And he said, I knew that I'd been resisting God for a long time. And he said, as I stood there and watched that little casket go down into the grave, I said, Lord Jesus, come in. And you know, I began to realize that God had to take my little child to get me into the kingdom of heaven. And he said, I often wondered at the love of God. He said, even in my tears, I knew. What motivates you? A railroad engineer fell out of the train and it went across his leg and he lost his leg. And he said, I was there cut in the darkness. Nobody knew I'd fallen. I lay there bleeding. And I felt Jesus knocking at my heart's door. And he said, I let him in. He's knocking at your heart's door. Can you hear him? And as you get older, you can barely hear it because your heart gets harder and harder and harder. He that hardens his heart, being often reproved, that means being often with knocking on your door, and you don't do anything about it. God will still speak, but you can't hear anymore. And the Bible teaches that there's a place beyond which you cross over a line. I'm not quite sure where it is and when it is, but it's there.